Greetings YouTube, it's me, mrluisalonzo. In our last journey, we defeated the Angler's Tunnel. But before I continue on the recap, we're gonna be listening to Mambo's Mambo's. It's a cool jazz theme. Very cool jazz. That was Mambo's Mambo. What it does in this game is, if you use it in a dungeon, it automatically brings you to the beginning of the dungeon. And if you use it outside of a dungeon, it brings you to Mambo's pool or pond. I think pond is a better word. And you can go anywhere in the world from there. Of course, I'm going to be doing a little demonstration later, so I can easily get closer to Telltale Heights. But now, I'm just swimming. So, on our last journey, we went to the Angler's Tunnel. We received the Zora Flippers, and that's the reason why I'm swimming. And we diagonal jumped our way to victory! Today, as usual, we'll be side questing. Side questing. You gotta love them side quests. Side quest. You got a piece of heart. Yay! Isn't it? No, I don't think so. Ignore me. Ignore me, bah! So for today, today's topic, we're gonna be talking about literature. Yes, I know. Why? In the sweet mother of the earth will we be talking about literature in a video game? Why? Just why? The answer, my dear friend, or friends, friendo, is that using literary techniques is how you can dissect a video game for what it is. I mean, that's Mambo's Mambo. Takes you all the way to the Mambo's pool or pond. Mambo's pond. Mambo's pond. And from there, I knew it. This is where you get the ghost. So the ghost will be following you. He wants to go back to his house, and you gotta take him back to his house, and that's how you get a secret seashell. I have no idea what the purpose of the ghost is beyond that, but I think he's a cool companion. You can also get a photo op, but I'm not gonna be showing that. And of course, like I said last few videos ago, every time we get a new instrument, we'll be going to the Windfish's egg. And that was the Ballad of the Windfish. 4 instruments in. Mambo's Mambo again. So, we'll be talking about literature and its application to video games in terms of how we can analyze video games as as a sort of art form. And let's begin, shall we? So, what are my opinions of literature? Of course, we always gotta start off with my opinions because I'm the Let's Player. I gotta really stop this cocky attitude. It's like not me. Every time I do that, a piece of me dies in my heart. Die. That was poetry. No, it wasn't. It was just me acting. All literature. I think that literature plays an important role in our lives. Of course, we're taught to learn how to appreciate literature from a very, very young age. There's a beautiful and beloved change. We learn to appreciate literature for what it is in a very young age because we start learning how to read and write and sea urchins are dead. We start learning how to read and write, and soon we start reading books and stuff, and we start learning about characters and plot and main idea and the story and setting and so on and so forth until like it's ingrained in our very minds. And of course, I think that that's important. I mean, literature is important for becoming a better person in life. Now the ghost will ask you to take him to his grave, and I could have easily used Mambo's Mambo, but alas, you already know, viewers, I like torturing you guys. Damn it, I'm using Mambo's Mambo. I must have realized it, like, what the hell am I doing walking? Now, from a very young age, we learn to appreciate fail. Yes, we learn to appreciate fail. We should learn how to appreciate failure. I mean, we're not all gonna succeed in everything we do. Sometimes we're all gonna fail. I think I've already said this lesson before, but in many cases we're all gonna fail. And we've been to that cemetery, that grave before. I told you it wasn't necessary now, but now it is. So the jar in his home is where the secret seashell is at. And once we're finished with that, we can commence with the side questing. Now, failure. I already told you we should be more appreciative of failure. That we should learn from our mistakes and use those mistakes to drive us forward. Mambo's Mambo is like one of the best ocarina songs right now. I mean, Marion's theme is so good, but it's only pretty much useful for two things: killing pole voices and opening the windfish egg. The frog song of soul, which is important later in the game, is only useful for reviving like characters. And I mean the flying rooster is important and all, but like, it's not necessary. So it's my take of failure, of course. I just need to continue reminding people, because some people think that failure is just absolutely horrid and that they should never fail, but it's okay to fail once in a blue, in a sense. It's okay to fail once in a blue. Now, literature is ingrained in our very minds from childhood onwards. I mean, we listen to cool stories like Robin Hood or Snow White or all that fairy tale humble jumble that Disney tries to profit from. And I mean, it's good and all, but eventually some kids don't see literature for what it is, and they start losing the value of reading and stuff, and they become more focused on other things like socializing and playing video games and watching television and other things like that. So I mean, as good as it is primarily focused on socializing and stuff, unless you have experience with reading and literature, then you're not going to be doing as well as you should during your later days in school. So at this time, a lot of kids would lose their priority of reading and just focus on other things. And I mean, that's not very good. Over here is another secret seashell, the conspicuously placed grass. If you couldn't guess that was a secret seashell, then I don't know what's wrong with you right now. But I don't think anything's wrong with my viewers. I love my viewers. My viewers show me that they care about the fact that I'm doing this right now. Thanks a lot, viewers. Keep viewing. But as we grow older, we learn more sophisticated ways of analyzing books and literature. I mean, Martha. It's no longer about learning about the main idea and so forth, but about symbolism and what things represent in these books and so forth. Like, for instance, we would learn about the main idea and the morals and the messages of Snow White, but we would learn about the symbolism of a dystopic world in 1984. I mean, that is something that no kindergarten student will get like this unless they were a prodigy. And we don't have much prodigies these days. I mean, there are prodigies, but it's more primarily on music and so on and so forth. And there are some autistic children that are born with a gift of learning how to read so fast. But right now, most kids can't do that. It's impossible. I went over here because I thought you can swim under the moat, and there's a piece of heart over there that I was trying to get, but I fail. I always fail. I learn from my failures though, and that's why so far in this run I haven't died yet. And I'm pretty proud of that. So, we learn about, we read more sophisticated books that have messages and meanings that are extremely advanced, like, so advanced. I mean, it's not even funny. Sometimes I wonder how to get there. I think you need the hook shot, but I can't be so sure about that. You may need the hook shot. I'm gonna try it out soon. But you read these books, and you learn to appreciate them for what they are. I mean, you never, as a child, you would never get something this sophisticated ingrained in your head, and sometimes it would motivate some people to read more. I mean, and get some recommendations from like their teachers about what book is pretty good and so on and so forth. Which brings me to my next topic, fiction. Now, I would like to think of myself as a philosopher. I don't think that I'm really, I'd make revolutionary ideas and so on and so forth. But I absolutely adore thinking about things. I've always been thinking about stuff my entire life, because in my entire life, firstly, fail. Maybe I should start keeping a fail count in the corner of the screen, just like Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the Krillin Pone count. Anyways, I've always been a fan of thinking about things because I'm not a very social person. It's hard for me to talk to other people about normal things, like what's hip and new on music and so forth, and gossip and celebrity gossip. I'm not very skilled at that. Firstly, I could care less about celebrity gossip. It's like a waste of time to actually be thinking about these kinds of things. And secondly, like I said before, I'm not a fan of contemporary music. I think that, and it's because of my thinking that led me to this, but I think a lot of contemporary music just leads people astray with the messages that they portray with their lyrics. Considering contemporary music instrumentally, however, I think that would be nice. I like instruments. I like listening to the soul of the instruments without it being piece of art over here. Make sure you collect that piece of art. But I like listening to the soul of the instrument without it being damaged by lyrics and so on and so forth. There are some lyrics that are extremely positive, and I support those lyrics. But other than that, the instruments can speak for themselves. Why I like video game music. Now, if I can try to remember, I've been thinking about things for a really long time, and a lot of my ideas about the way life works come from what I've been thinking about. So when I read fiction, and fiction pretty much tells me all the things that I've already thought about, I feel like it's unnecessary. I don't like it when an author tries to push a message to me that I already know. If an author tries to push a lesson to me about morality and stuff, and I already thought about that, I feel like it's completely useless waste of time. And I feel that, fiction, while it may help you think about things that you never thought about before, I think that it's so much better to think about things yourself than it is to help thinking about things for you. And that's why I'm not a big fan of fiction. I like non-fiction so much better, because usually non-fiction teaches me things that I've never knew before, or gives me better insight. Now, if you go under this bridge, you can continue on with the trading quest with this old man, and I'm trying to fail to get up on a bridge. Okay, that was like 3 to 4 failures already in one single run. Come on, Lewis. Step your game up. Come on, step it up. You're too slow. Oh, a little tidbit about that necklace. Yeah, No, that wasn't supposed to be a necklace. No. Let me tell you what it was supposed to be. A bra. Yes. In case you didn't know, that necklace was supposed to be a bra. Now we're supposed to be going to Martha and giving her back her quote-unquote necklace. Now, let me show you why this is extremely awkward. Let me show you why. I'm gonna halt on literature for a second. Now, she's gonna be like, oh my god, thank you for giving me my necklace. Give it back, give it back. Oh, so you're gonna get a scale. But in reality, you were supposed to, it was Link that's supposed to put on the bra for her. Yes, Link was supposed to be a pimp, and put on the bra, and then take the scale. But alas, you're not supposed to be teaching, well, Americans, and their infinite moral knowledge, believe that children should not be taught these extremely adult sexual things. No. And that's why I was cut from, or replaced by, giving Martha a necklace in this game. Now, continuing on. I'm a fan, I love nonfiction. I like thinking about like the universe and so forth. I read lots of nonfiction, astronomy books and so on and so forth, because I'm a huge fan of astronomy. But I also read about like history. I would read about the biographies of certain individuals that I never knew about before, because it all gives me insight to the world, and that's, holy crap, 3 Zoras? That's what's most important to me. I like, once again, I love thinking about things. And, of course, I like historical fiction. Science fiction, not so much, but I think I can get used to it. You know, it's all about adaptability. And other forms of, like, genres and so on and so forth, I can get used to. But that's my take on literature. I mean, it's important, yes, I see the importance of literature, especially for, like, making you know stuff more as a child. But as you grow up, you should learn to rely on literature less, and to rely on yourself and your ideas more. That empowers you. That gives you like the perseverance and the commitment, like I said in my leadership discussion. And I mean, you learn to come up with these ideas. You need to use the magic powder for that. That fairy becomes the Mad Batter. And the Mad Batter, there's 3 of him in this game. He will increase either your bombs, your magic powder, or your arrows. If you say no, or no, then he will change what he's gonna increase. So I said yes for magic powder, but if I said no, he probably would have increased bombs. And if I would have said no, he probably would have increased arrows. But I didn't say no, I said yes. So that's me. Now, how does literature apply to video games? Firstly, video games have plot. Video games have setting. Video games have character. Some video games are symbols. Others are like a basic commentary on life that we know it as now. I mean, as it now. I think one day I'm gonna be talking about the Link's Awakening as analyzing Link's Awakening as a form of literature, or even better, as a form of art. But this game has an amazing plot, spectacular characters, the setting is wonderful. Of course, I can't go too further into it, because if I spoil the plot for you, I'll be killing myself even more than being cocky and so on and so forth. But other notable games, I mean, Assassin's Creed, for instance, that's a form. I think that's a great that portrays like literature. I mean, it uses literary techniques and analysis. Wow. What other games? One of my more personal favorites, Phoenix Wright. It's hard to like not analyze it from a literary standpoint. Because the plot is great. Some characters represent other things, like Pearl, for instance. Oh, photo op! Pearl Faye. She was clearly She was clearly modeled after Pearl from Nathaniel Hawthorne's book, The Scarlet Letter. Pearl and Pearl Faye were are like complete mirrors of each other. And we're approaching the end of the video, so long for now. Peace.